I'm Bridget Phetasy, and this is your dumpster fire.
Ding dong, ding dong, that is their song. With joyful ring, go caroling.
Welcome to Dumpster Fire, where we make burgers out of your sacred cows. It's our second to last dumpster fire of the year. We're doing something a little bit differently. We thought we would do a little roundup of some of our favorite things from 2024.
These are a few of my favorite things.
I'm just going to say not all of my things are exactly from this year. They were just my favorite things of the year. I had a lot of cookbooks that I loved this year. In my spare time, probably my happiest of happy places is cooking. So I was just going to share my favorite, most used cookbooks of the year. So first off, this was given to me and I use it constantly. It's Melissa Clark. For those of you who don't know, Melissa Clark does a lot of recipes for the New York Times app and New York Times Magazine, and I think she's just a recipe writer for them. She's incredible. She also has a book called Dinner that I love, but I use this one more. The one that my in-laws have loved that I made this past week, and it's actually quite easy. You can use frozen shrimp for this, is this Indian butter shrimp recipe. Absolutely delicious, super easy. You don't have to be like some kind of chef to make this. And it tells you how to do just basic things like using your Instant Pot for making rice, little tips and tricks, things that I didn't know. She's got great tips in here too. Okay, next up, also a huge viral favorite. You could not get this book when it came out. It's called 100 Cookies by Sarah Kiefer. She had the kind of famous viral drop cookie, the one with the ridges that Maggie can vouch for.
Bridget makes them. They're incredible. They take a lot of babysitting.
This is the viral recipe. They're so delicious. They're freaking high maintenance. You have to like drop them in the middle of cooking them. These are very high maintenance. Absolutely worth it. Crispy edges. Delicious, chewy center. They're truly like, I've tried other cookie recipes and still these are everyone in my family's favorite, of course. Even just like baking bars. I use this cookbook the most for all of my baking this year. Oh, Eden, how I love thee. If you don't follow her on Instagram, you should. She has a new cookbook coming out, I believe this year. This cookbook was probably my most used. I'm a huge fan of all things Mediterranean. She has very simple, basic recipes for like garlicky tahini, which I will smother anything in garlicky tahini, and it's super easy and again, great. I love when they give you good tips like cold water makes it creamy. I also learned how to make homemade pita bread and I'm never going back. Her shawarma recipe, fantastic. She has a shakshuka recipe in here, which is phenomenal. The pictures I'm just a sucker for pictures. If you don't have a picture for every single recipe, what are you doing? This is her shawarma spice blend. So she'll teach you how to do your own shawarma spice blend as well. I love all of her stuff. This probably was my most used cookbook of the entire year. Once Upon a Chef. These recipes are great. They're easy. She has a pickled red onions in here. Eden has a pickled red onions. My kid is addicted to pickled red onions. They're so easy to do on your own just to have around and put on everything. And they're also gorgeous. The creamy grilled lemon chicken salad. Oh, Maggie, you've got to try some.
Okay.
So she has the chicken, which you marinate and grill, and then you add, which I didn't do. So I'm sure it's even better than what I made because I just made the creamy dressing. And Jaron was like, what did you do to that chicken salad? Because I make chicken salad all the time in this house. This cookbook, you guys, okay. I got this for my husband as a joke before I knew he was going to propose to me. I gave him this, which is Martha Stewart's Newlywed Kitchen, and I didn't know he was going to propose. It was just a joke and maybe a little bit of a hint. I'm going to tell you something about this cookbook. Most used cookbook in my house. Martha Stewart is a fucking genius, okay? She should be 100 billionaire, and they robbed her of that, and we'll get to that in a minute. But her cookbook, this cookbook, if you are single and you want to get a husband, or you're just like someone who doesn't know how to cook and you're overwhelmed by it, you should not be intimidated by having this Newlywed Cookbook around in your house, although it might be interesting to explain if you have a date. It is the perfect cookbook for beginners. First of all, She tells you exactly what you should have in your kitchen, exactly what you should have in your pantry. She goes right through, stock up. Here are the utensils you should have. Here's what you should have. Prep tools, pots and pans, order in the kitchen. She tells you how to order your kitchen. Some people don't know how to do this stuff. They're not psycho like me who has zones. Pantry basics. A lot of people don't know how much you can cook if you have what you need in your pantry. Then she goes into breakfast. She gives you some breakfast, lunch, and dinners. But the best part of this whole book is the mix and match mains and sides portion. So she'll teach you how to do a classic roast chicken, marry me chicken, which every woman should know how to do. I'm not sexist. I just think you should know how to roast a chicken and turn it into stock. She does these mix and match sides. I use them all the time now. Maggie knows. The corn zucchini recipe in here is a staple of mine in the summer, but also just the basic mains that she does, like a basic steak, and then peas and carrots, and then a basic frittata. Ever wondered how to make one? She makes it very simple. Here's my favorite crispy potatoes with rosemary recipe. We use all of these regularly in the house now. At the back, she does desserts, and then even better, she does, if you do one host, she has like all these different layouts for like a taco fiesta or a Thanksgiving dinner, if you want to do a Thanksgiving dinner. The best cookbook.
I'm going to need to get that.
Truly the best cookbook. Which leads me to my favorite documentary of the year, the Martha Stewart documentary on Netflix. I love her. I didn't realize what kindred souls we are. She's very savvy and smart, and I do think she got absolutely fucked by Comey, that motherfucker. It's a really good glimpse into just her. I think she's pretty honest in it. And I do understand having to balance like family and wanting to build an empire. And she's very fastidious and she sees the world as something that can be beautiful. And I think part of the reason Martha got screwed was that she really created this empire around making things perfect and beautiful, and people reacted to her to that. And then you had this whole generation of fucking crybabies that were like, I'm not good enough. And it was that public sentiment that also fueled a lot of the negative press that she got. Yeah, she got taken down by a bunch of crybabies, basically, who felt insecure. And that's the danger, is that you can build yourself up in America, and then a bunch of crybaby insecure people who don't feel like they can live up to your standards because they're lazy will try and take you down. And a bunch of men who were mad that she was a bitch, because she was a bitch. Even in the documentary, she's a little bit of a bitch, but hey, bitches get shit done.
You gotta be a little bit of a bitch.
Bitches get shit done. Just running through some of my other favorite things of the year. I did watch Twisters finally, which I loved. I'm such a sucker for movies. I loved the original. I still watch it all the time. I will watch anything with Glenn Powell in it. He's probably the last movie star. What do you think?
Definitely, like
he's so compelling.
He's a surprising rise of a movie star when we thought movie stardom was over.
Yeah, he's hanging in there. He's so compelling. He's not even that hot. Like, I don't find him that even traditionally hot. He's just very compelling.
He's got charisma.
Yep. He's got that
Charming.
moxie. You got moxie, kid. Which brings me to my favorite show. And I am also a sucker for anything like this at all, which is assassin related. The Day of the Jackal I thought it was so good. I thought it was well done. I like the characters. I like how they're building it. I love him. He's fantastic in it. Anything well done about an assassin, I will watch, male or female. What was that show that I loved? Killing Eve. Because she's a female assassin. Like anything about an assassin, I'm on board. Shooter, one of my favorite movies. Anything. There was a lot of comedy that came out, as there always is. I'm biased. My favorite was Adrian Appalucci, The Dark Queen. I loved Colin Quinn's new special that he just put out. Basically, all the people I opened for, Dave Landau, all of these people are comedians you should be watching. Kyle Dunnigan has a special that he's recording, so it should be out in the coming year. These are all people you should be watching their stuff. They're just underrated and smart, and their stuff is funny and dark. And I think my dumpster fire audience would appreciate their like humor. It's smart, it's dark. Some other random things that I loved. Pirate Wires. Pirate Wires Daily, Mike Solana's new media company, Pirate Wires. The Pirate Wires Daily, I started getting it and I wake up, it's like the first thing I do. And I'm like, I'm informed now. It's like 3 things. But I love their writing. I like these guys because they aren't writing like everyone else. They have a pretty specific tone and it's a little bit more fun than other media. It's not boring. It's like easy for me to digest these stories, and then I can go look more into them if I want to, but they give you enough that you know just the basics of the story. Mike did a really great piece about just the response to United Healthcare CEO being assassinated. And they're all great writers. These guys are good. I just like their product a lot. Walter Kearns County Highway, America's only newspaper is what they call it. You can only get this in print. I live for this. I pore over it. I take my time to read it. Such good writing from some of the best people in the country. It's different. It's cool. And then, of course, again, I'm biased. He's my friend, Max Meyer. He started Arena Magazine. And I love it. It's all things tech. His whole vibe and his whole mantra is the new needs friends. Like tech reporting in general has always been kind of antagonistic with tech, which obviously these people should be held accountable, blah, blah, blah. But there should be someone who's excited, optimistic, encouraging. There's a sense that America can build. There's a sense that we are able to find solutions to our biggest problems, not a doomer, nihilistic vibe. These guys are all very optimistic about technology, its ability to help us, what it's done for us so far. And this magazine is just great. Max is a phenomenal writer. My favorite album was Odessa's live album that came out. Last Goodbye Tour Live, such a fantastic album from beginning to end.
Truly, Bridget was so obsessed with this album. Every time we were in the car together, I think every time she's in the car, she's just blasting this
It just has such a like upbeat. I need music to like push me. I use it to push me. And this album came at a time when I really needed like a boost. Maggie?
Oh, favorite things. I've got my apartment. I just
Maggie,
love
these
it.
are things people can maybe buy or consume or take in.
Still, this is probably my favorite thing of the year was being able to move into my new apartment. So
Maggie and I are
I'm
roommates
grateful
again.
for
But
that.
that doesn't mean we won't be again in the future. You just
You never know. I finally read Atomic Habits. I feel like I'm late to the game on that one, but definitely a hugely helpful, amazing, life-changing book that I need to listen to on repeat.
That's one of my favorite things, by the way. If you're not subscribed to James Clear's 321 newsletter, I don't know what you're doing with your life. It comes out every Thursday, and it's another one it's brought so much value to because I love Atomic Habits, but that just is like reminds me of his wisdom every single week. And also he asks a question. That's the one of the 321. And those questions have actually changed my life. Sometimes it's crazy how asking the right question can change you. And Maggie and I have been doing this. We've been doing it personally and also on a business level. The annual review from Shane Parrish. We'll put that link in there. It's a great audit of just like how you spend your time, how you want to spend your time. What are your values? What do you want to be focused on? What are your goals? How do you evaluate all this stuff and get really honest about what you need to change, what needs to go, what needs to stay, what you need to elevate, etc. The other one Jaren's been reading is 4,000 Weeks, which is in a similar vein. It's like how many weeks the average person has in their life. And he's been getting a lot of wisdom from that. So he wanted to throw that into the mix of books that have been helpful.
Nice. Then I will say I've been obsessed with the balsam candle from Bath and Body Works. It's like I want to like inhale it.
Someone in the comments is definitely going to be like, these candles are poison, right? They're giving you cancer.
I don't care. It's the only kind of Christmas decoration that I have around. And I'm like, oh, it smells like Christmas. This is amazing. And then I love actually the couch that I bought for my apartment from Apartment 2B. I was very kind of concerned about buying a couch online. And I did a lot of research into it. And this one was kind of like median price, like good price point for the quality, which is it's really high quality. It's going to last a long time. It's not going to like fall apart after a year. I love the style. I love how comfortable it is. It comes in a million different fabrics you can select. Like,
yeah, I love your couch. That does remind me that I finally got to get my favorite grown-up thing as a present to me and Jaren, our castlery dining room table. I love all things castlery, but I'm like a mid-century modern whore. It's my favorite design style. I love it, and I love their product is so good. It's not cheap. I had to save up for it, but I wanted to entertain and be able to have like Thanksgiving dinner like I did, and now I can. And yeah, their stuff is fantastic. It made me feel like such a grown up having like a big wooden, nice, beautiful table and the chairs. One of my other favorite things, again, I'm biased, is Caliber Wrap. It has been life-changing to me this year. I started doing it in July. That thing has changed my life, my body, my eating habits, my body composition, my relationship to doing weights. I'm obsessed with it. It's so easy. And look, I know it's somebody that we're obviously in partnership with, but I don't partner with brands that I don't believe in. If I'm not going to be a customer of a brand that I'm selling to you, then I'm not going to sell it. I've turned down so much money in the past because it's like, I'm not going to use this. I don't really care.
Yeah. And we were talking about this, like just in our list of favorite things. And I was like, honestly, one of my favorite things is the Caliber app. And I've been saying
so
like,
good.
Even though I haven't been using it as consistently as you, I feel like I'm very sporadic about my stops and starts and like getting into the fitness routine. It's been amazing. My coach has been amazing. It's really helped me with my food, making better eating choices and like making sure I'm trying to get more protein and like sneaky ways to sneak protein into my diet. My coach has been really helpful with that.
Yeah, it's amazing. It has been one of my favorite things of the year.
Yep.
And weights. Like I just didn't know weights could make you feel so good.
And I'd been wanting to get into weights.
Yeah.
So
well, all women over age.
40. I mean, like, how do I do this? How do I start? I was trying to look online and be like, how do I do beginner weights for women and all this stuff? And it's just, this is the perfect way to do it.
Yeah. We're heading into the new year, and this is when we all start our New Year's resolutions. I'll share with you guys my goal of the year. My fitness goal is to be able to do one Sarah Connor pull-up.
This next patient is interesting.
Good morning, Dr. Silberman. How's the knee?
It is a lofty goal. So if you guys want to sign up, we do have a deal with them. You get $100 off for the first 3 months, and you get a 30-day money-back guarantee if you're not happy with the program, which I think is really cool. Click the link below, get signed up, caliberstrong.com/dumpster, and let's do this together, guys. Now let's check the weather with Lluvia Carrillo.
Un sistema frontal que puede venir a ocasionar un descenso en las temperaturas durante la tarde hacia la noche. Para este próximo martes amanecer con una temperatura mínima tan solo de un solo dígito de 9 grados y por la tarde solamente esperamos que se eleve la temperatura.
Thank you.
Our weather reports, many people, that's one of their favorite things.
Yeah. Jaren wanted to mention Shadowwork RPG. It's a role-playing game by Kelsey Dion. He said it's fantastic. He loved it. He's obsessed with it. He said it's great. He wanted to add that to the mix of his favorite things along with that book, 4,000 Weeks. Oh, we were saying Bluey. Bluey is another one of our favorite things. We're parents. We got into Bluey. It's adorable. Also, Tumbleleaf. It's on Amazon, and it is the most adorable show in the entire world. They teach you problem solving. I see my daughter really internalizing this message of like, let's figure this out every episode. Dave Yates wanted to contribute Sydney Sweeney's Jugs. I'm starting to worry about this Black Box of Doom, a novel by Jason Paragon, and of course, Ha Ha Hot Sauce. Always be closing, Dave. Ha Ha Hot Sauce is fantastic. It's one of my favorite things. I have a lot of hot sauces, and this one is still the one that I use. I just love it. It's like such a perfect everyday hot sauce.
Yeah, it really is. It's such a fantastic hot sauce.
Link in the description below. Ben, our editor, wanted to contribute Being Alive for the Obvious Precursor to an Alien Invasion.
Iran launched a mothership.
Being Alive for the Obvious Precursor of a Robot Takeover. Being Alive for the Obvious Precursor of a Civil War.
Okay. Well, what kind of American are you?
And his favorite book is the comment section of the Snow White trailer. Thank you, Ben. Ben is really, truly one of the funniest people on the planet, and someday you will all know this.
Ben is responsible for all the random perfect drop-in clips that make elevate Dumpster Fire to a new level.
Ben is the Rain Man of random clips.
Did you fart, Ray? Fart. Did you fucking fart?
Fart.
Better Phetasy wanted to add Lorelei and the Laser Eyes, Uber Eats delivery, and iMessage can't be read by the Chinese. I didn't know that. Is that true? Who knows?
I did not know that either.
Sammy Flaps and Folds wanted to add, my favorite app is New York Times Cooking, like mine, and DoorDash, which is very paradoxical.
Those are two. You're like, which one is it, Sam?
Sam is an amazing, amazing cook, by the way.
She is, but she also does love DoorDash.
She does love DoorDash. Thank you to all the people who contribute to this show, to our team. We can't do it without them. We love them so much. Thank you to all of our sponsors. Obviously, we know Jaren's favorite undies are Sheath. We will have one more episode after this dropping on the 29th, and then we will be breaking until we're back on the 7th, and then we will resume our schedule of 2 episodes per week. They will be dropping on Tuesdays and Fridays in the new year. So we're going to try that out. So join us Tuesday nights, Friday nights, and we will be back with Dumpster Fire for you in the new year. You guys, we can't do this without you. We look forward to whatever the Dumpster Fire might bring. Please tell us your favorite things in the comments. We love learning about new shows, new random books. What were your favorite songs? Like, it's good for all of you to see what each other likes. My dream is that people meet in the comment section of Dumpster Fire and they marry one another and live happily ever after. Your favorite thing should be subscribing to Phetasy.com. The unedited version of this show goes behind the paywall. You also get another round, factory settings, we have lots of content that's just for our subscribers behind the paywall. We probably don't do a great job of promoting it, but it's there, and it will be there once a month in the new year. Maggie and I are buckling down. We've got a schedule. For those of you who are subscribed, we're getting it together. Please be safe for the holidays. Don't drink and drive. Just be careful out there, and that's it. I love you. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy New Year! And now to cleanse your palate, the internet is glorious!
Shots per
Don't push me.
Step to the right. You're gonna hit the top. You'll just float. You'll float.
Really?
Yeah.
Go. Jump.
Remember, life is absurd. Don't take yourself so seriously. Take the work seriously. Don't take yourself so seriously. It's no fun for you or anyone around you. This has been your Dumpster Fire. Thanks for hanging in there with us, you guys. It's been a wild ride. I'm Bridget Phetasy. Now make me rich! I don't know that people understand that just came from us joking that every log line is just some version of someone being like, just make me rich.
Right. We're just saying it. We're saying the quiet part out loud.
Yeah, we're just being honest.
And the unicorns dance while the world burns, world